What's up, everyone? Welcome back to ClearTalk. So in this video, we're going to be talking about media. We're going to be talking about media, FFC, AI, social media, regular, forward newscast, everything. Legacy media, that's what I meant. We're going to talk about all that. And the future of media. So thank you very much for joining me here. If you are new to the channel, welcome to ClearTalk. If you would like to check out more videos from the channel, please do so. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to help get more videos in front of more people. If you'd like to check out videos from my other channels, you have JMD there, JMDPLAY puzzling, drum channel there, music channel. If you'd like to check that stuff out, I got over 1,000 subscribers over there now. Plays, video game channel, puzzles, like a hobby jigsaw puzzle channel. If you like any of that, and check out those videos. If you like anything there, please consider subscribing to that. It's free for you. Subscribe to all the channels. It helps out me tremendously, and that would be amazing. If you want to go further than just free subscribing, you have Patreon there, $3. You can help support any of the channels that you would like. $3 a month to help grow those channels, help grow Patreon, to help grow JMD Nation, and contribute how you would like to contribute to JMD Nation. That would be amazing. Any contribution or support you give is very much appreciated, and I thank you very much. And if you're returning, you're freaking amazing. You're amazing, and I will tell you that every time, okay? You're freaking amazing. Welcome back, and keep coming back, because you are what makes JMD Nation. So, all right, what are we talking about here when we talk about media? For a while now, there has been lowering like respect and positive opinion of a media over the past few decades in different ways. Depending upon what your affiliation is, you dislike one media over another and whatever. All right. And with this growing adversarial like separation in media, and it's become more and more, especially since Trump took office way back in 2016, it has created and his branding of fake news. Everything that opposes him is fake news. Everything that disagree with is fake news. And it has caused a whole lot of people to leave legacy media, for one. Okay, that's one thing. Whether it be because they were forced out, because they shared an opinion that the broadcasting company couldn't defend or hold up, against or whatever, trying to play footsie or play around with the, government or whatever the case, or it's because they just straight up didn't agree and they just decided to leave and has went into the more, independent, social media spheres or whatever. And then there's the growing of a lot of social media, independent media groups, whether it's the right or whether it's the left, or like even myself, I'm trying to jump in here with this channel with ClearTalk to try to give a more left-wing, progressive opinion and thought process conversation, and that's to share and talk about regardless of what your affiliation is, whether you're right or left, whatever. We outline want to have a good clear talk here, and what I have seen, though, is this continuation of media that has continued to erode and separate conversations and commentary that is just openly and blatantly false or lies or inflammatory, like flagrant, like propping up of stuff that with like half truths or exaggerations of things, and this has grown very much. It's just what legacy media has pretty much become. And then you have independent media trying to quote unquote correct legacy media, regardless if you're on the right or the left. The right is criticizing its own legacy media. The left is criticizing its own legacy media, and probably rightfully so. In many cases, trying to correct this, but even independent, even independent has been wrong at times and gotten things wrong, and with or spread inaccurate things. On my channel, I try my best to be as accurate as I can. I may sometimes be a little broad with the way I say things, or I might come off saying like, according to this source, or well, rather, according to reporting or something like that. It's not that I'm trying to not give a source or something. It's just that in that moment, I've thought of something in the middle of what I've planned out for a video that I feel can contribute a little bit to that video, although I might not have that source right there in front of me. And I'm hoping, and what I ask of you is to go and check everything I say, go search it, if and see where maybe I get one small little detail wrong or something like that. But for the most part, I'm trying my best. I go hours and hours of research on any topic that I decide to talk on, bringing up stuff, looking into things, trying to gather different sides or different opinions or different thoughts, and try to present it in the best I can here. But what we are seeing, and I already had a video on this about the takeover of media that's happening, and of course we have your major right side and independent that has a whole network. Left side, oftentimes, even in legacy media, has not been very cooperative with each other, or has been more independent. They don't really coalesce around each other and try to make a full framed network or anything. The left is usually sparse and broke apart because even on the left, again, it's the trying to make sure that we are as accurate as possible, even in our own standards or our own viewpoints. We don't always connect with each other. Now, there are some interconnecting and some joining collaborative like things, but to create a full on cooperative network, it just doesn't happen on the left. It's the same kind of argument when they talk about Antifa or something. Like, it's the left has never been that cooperative as far as creating some sort of coalesced machine or something like the right does. That's the reason why the right has oftentimes been so much more successful when it comes to politics or media than the left, because they do come together and create major frameworks or major machines to push agendas or opinions or whatever the case. But we have here recently, just a couple of days ago, I did the video, we're talking about how Trump and his administration was little by little taking over media, taking over the media networks, with CBS recently being acquired by the Paramount Plus guy, who is a full-on fledged backer of Trump, and said that he was going to make CBS more kind and more sympathetic to the administration. And he's now trying to preclude CNN and stealing that from Netflix. So that's it's been a whole thing. We had a video on that. But because of this war, because of the war that we are engaging on, this chosen war of ours against Iran, and the information that is coming in and out of this war, and understanding that we are living in the age of information that can easily be gained by multiple sources, not just U.S. sources, but multiple sources all over the place. And understanding that the landscape of media, where Israel has done everything they can to control their media, Iran does everything that they can to control their media, the U.S. also does what they can to control their media. But what Trump is doing on a scale that no president, no administration, I think, has ever done, in the takeover of media, and or the scorning of media, when it comes to any kind of coverage that doesn't deem positive for him or doesn't deem positive for the administration or positive for actions that they are taking. And so you had the other day the FCC, which again is appointed by Trump, okay, Brendan Carr, issuing a warning to broadcasters covering the Iran war, okay? The law is clear. Broadcasters must operate in the public interest and they will lose their license if they do not. The law is clear. Broadcasters must operate in the public interest and they will lose their license if they do not. It is very important to bring trust back to media, which has earned itself the label of fake news. This guy is saying, in a moment where, every throughout the year, these public broadcasters, whatever, have to renew their license every so many years or whatever. And to those who are to course correct the media in the eyes of the administration that has, for one, he's sitting here saying earned itself the label of fake news. That was earned by Trump. Okay, Trump has talked about, and he has given to anybody that opposes him the label of fake news, regardless of who they are. Okay, he even at one point even said Fox News was fake news. Like he does not care if he will throw anybody on the bus. We've talked about this numerous times. He's the one that labels them fake news. Nobody else. He's the one that's labeled them fake news, and his followers, his adamant, loyal followers, the ones that, are defending him in the Epstein files, the ones that are defending him now in a war in Iran, the ones that defended him on his kidnapping of a leader the leader of Venezuela, for him, defending him in his rhetoric about taking Greenland, and whether it's defending him on the actual merit of what he might be saying, or defending him in a way that he's just trolling y'all. He's just being funny. He's just this is not serious. Whatever way that they can potentially or possibly protect or defend or apologize for his sheer ignorance or sheer disrespect or disregard for American policy, international policy, the Constitution, laws, anything else, okay? That is where fake news has been deemed. It hasn't been deemed on some sort of national scale that, the CNNs or the CBSs or the MSNBCs or MS Now or whatever are fake news, that or ABC or whoever it is fake news. It's not some national labeling that has been placed on those that oppose Trump or those that are broadcasting a way that shows the war on Iran to be kind of in a negative light, like we shouldn't be in this war, or the things that the administration are saying aren't adding up, or they're completely incorrect. Like the trying to bring skepticism and reality to the public eye in a way that the administration has completely blinded certain parts of the American of the American populace, and continue to try to blind even more if they can possibly do so. What the administration doesn't understand, though, is that more and more people are actually opening up their eyes. Okay, those that were already open, yes, true, but even those that were, adamant to some degree, or even and defended, voted for this administration, are more and more coming out against it and against the actions, especially around this war in Iran, or even more, furthermore, the Epstein files. The idea of the America First, which is what he campaigned on, no wars, which he campaigned on, opening up the Epstein files and being transparent is what he campaigned on. All these different things that he campaigned on, even mass immigration, or deportation, which they haven't actually been able to do. And I don't have a problem with the fact that they haven't been able to do that, but they have not been able to live up to anything that he promised, and it's becoming more and more and more obvious to more and more and more people, even some adamant followers. But when you have the FCC here threatening license revocation and urging networks to correct course before their license are renewed. This is from the Hodge twins, which are like, they're right leaning. They are Trump fans. They voted for Trump. These are not like opposition people, really. The warning came in direct response to President Trump's complaints about the negative coverage of the war. Carr, who previously pressured ABC over Jimmy Kimmel, cited a public interest standard and warned that broadcasters subsidized by public airwaves must earn the trust they have lost. Earn the trust that they have lost. They've lost by who? By the Trump administration? By Trump? By his MAGA followers who listen and live and fall on every word that he says, regardless of whether it's truth or not? Press freedom advocates are likely to view the move as government editorial pressure. I would actually argue, as much as the media has little by little fallen from grace, like from the 1990s, 1980s, or whatever, over the decades, I would actually say that and argue that there is a good chance that legacy media, and we're talking about legacy media here, the Trump administration and their lies and the way that they are going about all these different avenues of trying to control media, trying to control the judicial system, trying to control the congressional system, trying to control elections, trying to control all these different avenues, education, trying to control the welfare of Americans, and continuously, throw into the bus anybody who opposes. I would argue that there's the potential that people are actually finding more trust, even if it's just a little bit, finding potentially more trust in legacy media at this moment. More trust in the MSNBC, MS Nows, which is what it is now, or even CNN, pushing back to bring in these, or even your paper, the New York Times, or even maybe the likes of the Washington. Like, people are, I think, to some degree, paper and TV media might actually be gaining a little trust in them, because they are actually pushing back. They're doing what we were, kind of wanting them to do all along. What they used to do back in the day, which is actual, journalism, being the word of more reason, the word of more, of accuracy, or at least more accuracy. Pushing, on politicians to be honest, or to be accurate in what they say, or to be genuine, or revealing corruption, all these different things. And they lost that for a while. I mean, that's the reason why that people lost faith and trust in legacy media. But I would say that the Trumps of the world, this goes along kind of, this sort of, let's say, part 2 to my video I just did earlier, thanking the administration for revealing the evils of the world. This goes along with thanking, again, I would say an extension of that, thanking the administration for showing that there are still some people in media, legacy even media, that have some kind of integrity, that have some kind of sense of, like, No, I'm not good. I'm not going to just play along to go along and get along or whatever. I'm not going to continue to feed this bullshit. This is not right, and we need to speak out. And while there's still some, even on the MS Nows and stuff, that I don't agree with, and I don't think are even under this type of situation, are not actually being completely honest, or I don't agree with their end game or their result of their thought process. But there are some, though, that are speaking out, very much so, even in legacy media. And when it comes to independent media, I do see a growing, for the right, it's a growing separation. It's a growing, which this is happening even in MAGA. This is a growing separation of your America First and your like hardcore Israel advocates or whatever, warmongering type right. There's a growing separation there and growing calling out on each other. The Marjorie Taylor Greens against the Trumps of the world, or the Marjorie Taylor Greens against the Ben Shapiro's of the world, or something like that, or even Candace Owen, which she's got her own problems, but against the Tucker Carlsons against the Ben Shapiro's of the world, stuff like that. You've got that going on, and it's showing at least even on the right, there is some integrity. There's some honesty, even in their craziness that they often spew of incorrect or misinformation, even for those who do get it right, like the whole clock is even a dead clock is right 2 times a day or whatever. Like I mean, but even on the left, the same thing. You're having I think a better coalescing and coming together, even on the left. If there was any moment in history right now where the left could actually come together and coalesce together and be a cohesive, a cohesive brand, have a cohesive message, have a cohesive movement in addressing what's going on and influencing or persuading a different point of view for the part of the nation that may have been pulled in a negative direction, or have been brainwashed, or whatever, however you want to think about it. There's a potential now. This is probably the greatest potential ever, and it's been handed to us on a plate, on the platter, by Trump, by his administration, by all these just unmerited, unintelligent, just power-hungry people that he's put in place. And that's all they are. That's what they're about having power, gaining power, coalescing power, retaining power, and control however they can, through every avenue that they can. It truly is a Nazi-like agenda, a fascist-like agenda. And at this point, if you can't see that, then I don't know what to say of you anymore. Like, you're either completely ignoring everything that's in front of you, or you just literally do not have an understanding of what that means at all. Or it's exactly what you know it is, and it's exactly what you want. And it's crazy that we have a leader right now. It's all the crazy things that this guy does and says out in the open, revealing like blatantly in the For some, they consider it the best ways, and for I'm saying like the craziest ways. You even have Trump posting up how he is reshaping media. He is celebratory. He is openly talking about how he personally is reshaping the media in his image. This was posted. This is on his Truth Social. Okay? This is on his Truth Social. President Trump is reshaping the media. Gone. PBS defunded. NPR defunded. Terry Morgan out of ABC. Joy Reid out of MSNBC. I mean, they just went independent, or she did it, I know. Lester Holt out of NBC. Massive layoffs at Washington Post. Colbert leaving CBS. No more biased fact-checking from Meta. Oh, let's don't fact-check us. Let's don't fact-check what we do and say. No, we don't want that. Chuck Todd out of NBC. Big decline in MSM ratings. Jim Acosta out of CNN. John Dickerson out of CBS. He's talking about all the people that he has gotten out of these networks. Reforms. Record-setting interviews. True Social booming. True Social, a media outlet that is nothing but full of lies. First POTUS to join NFL broadcast. I don't even know how that's even that important. FCC broadcast accountability. Most acceptable POTUS ever. What is that? What does that have to do with media at all? $15 million settlement with ABC. Oh, so I was able to settle like lawsuits? This is reforms? How is this reforms? Saved TikTok because you were threatening to end it? Threatened to cut it off and not allow us to use it so that you could take ownership of it? CNN, new ownership. It's bragging about his personal billionaire friend buying CNN. News biased ombudsman? I don't even know. Same thing with CBS. Same guy bought CBS. Disney ends key DEI practices. Free speech on X, as if it didn't have it already. If there's any social media that has the most free speech and has always had the most free speech, it's fucking X. And has always been, even when it was Twitter, it was the most free speech of any social media, in my opinion. Equal time on broadcast television. Equal time. Winning. The Guardian. Trump is waging war against the media and winning. Trump's media pit bull is off the leash. Brandon Carr has already inspired fear and loathing among media sites. Trump's world. He's literally bragging about taking over media and all different avenues in media and how the media, or how he's being perceived, according to him anyways, in media. Anybody else that would do this, put any other president in the same fucking position. If Biden had put something out like this, if Obama had put something out like this, if George fucking W. Bush had put something out like this, Bill Clinton, if fucking Ronald Reagan had put something out like this, about how they were taking over media, making it more favorable to them, getting rid of opposition, people would be going crazy in the fucking streets. The people that support Trump right now would be going crazy in the fucking streets. They would be losing their minds. Fascist, authoritarian, dictator, everything. They're trying to take over the country. Blah, 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 blah. The same thing that I have been saying all along, and many people in my area and people on the left, even fucking people center right, have been saying all along when it comes to Trump. And yet you continuously argue that we are the crazy ones. Oh, he's not a dictator. He's not an authoritarian. He's not this. He's not that. He's not Hitler. He is openly bragging about reshaping media. He's openly bragging about all the different wars and conflicts and things that he is starting and wanting to start, bragging about taking over countries, bragging about fighting with our allies over trade, bragging about the DHS and ICE and all the abhorrent activity that they have done across this country, even kidnapping, torture, arresting citizens, killing citizens, all the different things that all of these things, taking over and trying to dismantle our justice system, trying to make our Congress irrelevant, with all the, doing executive order after executive order, the most I think any president's ever done. Trying to unilaterally control and dictate everything. Man who literally just said that he was going to just take Cuba. He could do whatever he wanted. This man is an authoritarian, dictator, wannabe, fascist. All these keywords I'm spitting at you that you were going to turn around and go, nope, that's not what he is. That's not what he is. You're going to be doing your little karate chops and blah, 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 don't say that. It's exactly what he is. It's exactly what he is. And he has his goons out there doing all the work while he's taking the credit, threatening elections and taking over elections, threatening a third term. I don't like this. This is who we've got running our country. And I know I'm harping on this, but he's controlling, again, the media is right now at maybe one of the most pivotal tipping points it's been at. Maybe ever. At a time where and to tap and to at a time where we are already we're losing confidence in what we are hearing about. We're trying to fight and battle with, do we believe media? Do we believe the reporters and people that are gathering information, different documents from all kinds of different sources, insider things, and people behind the scenes? Or should we believe the administration and the stuff that they spew in interviews or press releases that don't seem to add up, don't seem to make sense, seem a little flagrant? And then on top of that, add on the AI problem. We've literally just had a fight online for the past few days over whether or not Netanyahu was dead or alive. Because he wasn't showing himself. They've even had council meetings and stuff in Israel that he normally is at. And he has not been there. And people are raising their eyebrows and questions of where is he? Because normally he's all over the place, just like Trump is, especially during a war where he can get on TV and talk about how good things are going or how much they're doing this or that or how much they're destroying and killing this and that and blah, blah, blah. And he has been kind of distant and removed. And people started speculating. And then there was a video that come out that he was supposed to be in some cafe drinking a like latte coffee thing or whatever. And then people start breaking that down. This is AI because of this, and this. And while some of the, claims are like, I don't know, maybe not. A couple of them were, it does make a lot of sense. Doesn't make sense that it looks like he's about to tip over that cup and it's pouring out, and yet it's not pouring out. Or the fact that he, the foam looks one way, he takes a sip and then comes back down, and it looks like this exact same level of fluid, and the foam decoration is the exact same, and there's no change, or all these different other things that there's something like, okay, makes some sense. And then another video a couple of days later. There's a couple of days that went by after that one day. You don't see him. And then another video comes out of him walking around talking with people. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, that looks probably that's definitely him. It's more, very good chance. But then even within moments of that one releasing, there are people that immediately start attacking that one as AI. Because at one moment, he has a ring on his hand, and then the next moment, it's missing as he moves his hand, and all of a sudden, as he comes back, the ring's back there again. Like different things, like they're already breaking down, and that's the thing. That's the whole problem with all of this. As if it already isn't enough of us trying to decipher whether or not we trust media, whether we trust the administration, whether we trust this or trust that. Then we have to tack on AI and whether or not in videos that are coming out that that appear fake or we're trying to determine whether or not they're fake or real or whatever, whether or not somebody's dead or not. Now, there was a video that I saw today, another video they've released that does clearly look like it's him, that he's alive. No problem. I'm not trying to get into the argument of whether he is or not. He's probably alive. I haven't seen no reason why to think he's not. But it just goes on to the argument and discussion around trusting in the future when we have to question our own administration or president trying to take over media in a way that benefits him and makes things positive for him the most that he possibly can. And then trying to tack on AI and making videos look like this or that. And it's getting harder and harder to even distinguish whether or not something's AI or not. And in the future, it will probably become impossible to tell. And that's something that is very scary. Not being able to depict and understand between reality and, well, for a lack of a better word, fake news. Whether it's from powerful people taking over and literally changing and controlling what is being told to you, which is something that we've always knew to some degree, has little by little gotten to be a problem. But when specifically the government itself is doing it, and then on top of that, again, the progression of AI and the ability to fake, fake content, fake videos. That's something that's scary, and to the point that we would come to somewhere in the future, more than likely sooner than we would like, especially if we do not put some sort of reforms or regulations around AI to control this. Maybe, I mean, which sounds crazy, but even AI trying to depict AI. Like a fact-checking system, which, then again, the argues, okay, well, then who's fact-checking the fact-checker? I get that. But, like, there's got to be something done, or we're going to soon be in a reality of potentially false reality, and not knowing what is what, not being able to distinguish what is what. Anyways, that is a huge concern for me. And I think it's a huge concern for everybody. It should be a huge concern for everybody. Because we seem to be getting hit on multiple fronts. This is a war waging on media from multiple fronts. From the rich and elite and powerful, corrupt, to artificial intelligence. And not knowing what to believe, whether it's due to control of what's being told to us or literal creation of complete false information by a computer. Anyway, let me know what you think. Until next time, peace, clear talk. I'm out.